Hey guys, it's Chris28 the Great here, or rather, Eyesight. So, it's been a while since I've been making videos. Probably a year since I've been making a lot of videos. I think I made quite a few, like, during summer to try to get this channel going, but what I did was I switched channels to another channel. But the problem was I had a lot of successful videos on this channel and none on that channel, so I wasn't really getting subscribers fast or a lot of viewers. Meanwhile, I had a perfectly good channel here. So, anyways, now let's get to the part of the video where I do what I'm supposed to do, rather than giving background information on my life. So, I'm here to teach you how to PvP. I've been practicing it non-stop for the last year for like 3 hours a day, and I think I've gotten pretty good at it, as I'm about to illustrate in sumo tools. I would do classic tools, but I don't like getting hit by fishing poles constantly. Or UHC tools. Okay, see, I'm good. Okay, that was a short game, so I have to illustrate against somebody who won't die instantly. Hopefully this person's good. Oh, they're insanely good, but stuff I do not like. I do not. Okay, see, I am good at PvP. And, yeah. So I've gotten good. I can sometimes beat people who are masters or grandmasters. And legends, yeah. People who have played enough to get like 2,000 wins in one kind of PvP. I can generally beat them when I'm actually tryharding. Probably going to be doing a lot worse because one, I'm recording, and two, I'm talking. And yeah. So the reason I'm good at it is because I handle knockback well. So knockback, let's talk about how to deal more knockback in the first place. So the way you deal more knockback is by maintaining. Okay, I have to go over the basic things first. The first thing you need to know about knockback is when you're just sprinting forward and hitting somebody, each time you hit them, they take less knockback. So the trick is that you need to stop the game's counter of how many times you've hit them since you started sprinting by releasing your key for by basically releasing W and then going forward at sprint speed again. So what I have is I have my sprint key set to caps lock, so I'm always holding it down with my pinky finger. That way all I have to do is release W and push it again, and I'm back to sprinting. So say I'm just hitting somebody, I hit them, I hit them, I hit them again. Slowly I'm dealing less knockback, and they're dealing more knockback to me. So what I do is I hit them, I release W, and then I push it down again, and then I hit them. And I just keep doing that, so that I deal the same amount of knockback on each hit. So what you do with that is you try to time it as well as possible so that you don't release W exactly when they're hitting you, and you also are able to let go of it sometime after every hit, so you're always dealing the amount of knockback that you deal at full sprinting speed. So the other technique for stopping your sprint is S-tapping. It's where you suddenly press S, and then it stops you. You don't have to let go of W, because then it does this, and that takes up way too much time, and it makes you move backwards, and it's kind of meh. But S-tapping, the difference is it makes you take more knockback. Because when you're completely stopped, you're a lot more stopped than when you release W. So you're sprinting, you stop, you push W back, and you slow down, but you never completely stop. But with S-tapping, it completely stops you. The goals of S-tapping and W-tapping are different. With W-tapping, you take a lot less knockback than when you're S-tapping, so you're most likely dealing more knockback, but it's not like you're taking fewer hits unless you're comboing them, of course. With S tapping, though, the goal is to hit them. When they're out of range, you push S. So you hit them, you push S when they're out of range, and then you push W again, and then you get the first hit. You have to be good at getting the first hit, though. So you sprint forward, you get the first hit, press S, now they're out of range, and their next hit won't hit you. And you sprint forward again, and then you get the first hit there. And you just keep on doing that, just getting hit after hit while they're not able to hit you. And they'll probably say that you're hacking if they're not familiar with the technique. So now for the ways to take less knockback, and there's a few more of those. So ways you take less knockback, for one, strafing. Strafing's probably the most important of them all, because they're the ones that you use the most. Now there's two purposes of strafing. One is to avoid your enemy. That's generally what longer strafing is for. It's where you want to not be getting hit by them. So what you want to do is you want to strafe longer, and not only are you moving, but your body's rotation is also moving, causing your hitbox to change. What you want to do is you want to look at people's hitboxes, and you want to, I think it was F3B, and you want to, honestly, I don't think it changes actually. It used to though. You want to be able to hit the closest part of them. So what you do is you always aim for the side of them that's closest to you, or the closest point on them, but if you're strafing, that point's always changing because they're moving. So you'll have slightly less reach when you're fighting an opponent who's strafing, unless you have good enough aim to always hit them at the closest point of their body that you can hit them on. Another thing is reach. It actually comes out of the head. That's another thing that must be mentioned about strafing. So reach, you see, that's where somebody's hitting from. They can hit right up until the end of that blue line. And you see like all the blue lines, see, they can hit that far. But when they're more up in the air, then they have a harder time hitting you. Like, say one of these guys on the pedestal, it's harder for them to reach me than for me to reach their feet. Like, right now, if I don't have any way of seeing my own reach thing all that well, but the trick is that you hit them up and they have to, they're further away from you. Like, the spot where they're hitting you from is further away, so they have more trouble hitting you. They have less reach. They can't hit you as well. So when you hit them up, when you're comboing them, then you're dealing knockback up, and when they're up, they can't hit you as well as you can hit them. Because you're aiming for their toes, which are right at your chest level, and they're trying to aim for the top of your head because they're like way up above you, and they're having a lot more trouble because their head is further away from you than your head is from their feet, which is weird, but yeah. So basically, when you knock somebody up, then they have a harder time hitting you. Talking a lot makes me kind of tend to choke on my own throat. I'm not sure why. Another way to take less knockback is to block. So with swords, you can block, and it's useful because you not only take less knockback, but you also take less damage. Okay, come try to hit me. Yep, see, I take that much knockback. Okay, no, I wanted you to keep hitting me. Okay, see, I take slightly less knockback that way. It's not much with me, because I don't take much knockback anyway for some reason. But I do, however, take less damage either way. The problem is, when you're blocking, it slows you down. You're moving a lot slower. Instead of going at full sprinting speed, then you stop and you slow down. Another thing, oh, something I forgot to mention, when you're jumping, it's getting you further up in the air, so it's easier for somebody to hit you while you're further up and harder for you to hit them because of the reach. At the same time, sprinting and jumping makes you go faster together than just sprinting. It's about 1 block per second faster. So whereas normally you're going, I think, what was it, 5 or 6 blocks a second, when you're sprint jumping, you're going 7. Because at the very height of your sprint, you're going faster. Or I mean, at the very height of your jump. And what you do with that is you don't want to be hit at the top of your jump, because you can't hit them back from there because you're higher up, and you don't have as much reach. So what you do is you jump and you want to land before they can hit you. So when you're in a fight, you want to be able to jump, and you want to use it to get closer to them. Say you knock them back and they're pretty far away from you, then you're safe to jump. But if you're close enough that you'll be at like halfway through your jump and you're up in the air when they're going to hit you, then that's going to be a problem. But if they're knocked far away from you, then you can jump and you can get closer to them faster that way. It helps a lot for continuing combos. So now for the third way of taking less knockback, it's shifting. Now shifting is supposed to make you take less knockback. For me it really doesn't, but I don't know why my knockback is so weird. It slows you down about as much as, okay, blocking with your sword does. There's a good example of S-tapping. He couldn't hit me there. But anyway, alright, just stop trying to fight when I'm trying to make a video. So anyway, shifting, you get knocked back, shift, and you're supposed to take less knockback, but the more important thing it does is when you're flying through the air, like this is how I normally fly through the air. I got teleported back, I'm not sure why that happened. Guess the game's just laggy. But when you fly through the air and you shift, then you suddenly slow down. So, for example, right now, slow down just slightly faster. So if you're getting knocked back a lot, and you're just flying through the air, then you can shift, and you'll go back towards the ground. So that's the ways to take less knockback, and now I honestly think that's most of what you can do with the sword. I guess I'll just illustrate everything I've shown you so far, except for the block hitting part, because I have no idea how to be good at that. And yeah. Okay, here we have my opponent. Another Christmas skin. Kind of terrifying, honestly, because every person I fought in a Christmas skin is good. I'm just gonna basically stop talking and or not start tryharding. I can't really do as well or try as hard when I'm talking, so I'm going to stop talking before the fight has started. Okay, I did everything there but S-tapping, and I'll do another fight here, and then I'll show you how to use blocks and lava and all of that stuff that doesn't involve directly hitting your opponent. Okay, that's a bit better. So, the place that you learn that is in UHC duels. People who play UHC duels, they try, and they try very hard. So the way you use blocks, when you run into a block, it completely stops you, and it allows your opponent, who's sprinting forward, to knock you back more. For some reason when you're sprinting, you don't only have more knockback, you also have a bit more reach forward. I'm not sure why this would be, but it is. So if somebody's stopped, then they're going to have a hard time hitting you. So what you can do is you can place a block in front of them, they run into it, then you can walk up and hit them. Another thing people might do is they might just jump over the block. And what they do is, what you do when they jump over the block is they're higher up, so they jump over, they go, nee, or they go like this. Then you have more reach than they do because they're up there. And when they're up on there, then it's further for them to hit you. I have all of my slots mixed up. Okay, this is why I don't really play this as much, because I don't like, that person, see this person tried to jump over it? Yeah, I do not like this game at all, because fishing poles. Oh, he's a godlike too. That means he's played, I think he has like 15,000 wins. Yeah, there was no way I was winning that. I'll reorganize my inventory, and I'll show you here. And by the way, I'm not editing out my losses on here, because I want to show you accurately. I'm not sure how he managed to hit me before I placed those blocks. So basically, placing blocks is kind of its own technique, because it either forces them onto the high ground, and in the high ground, you can hit them easier than they can hit you. Yep. Okay, now he's up there again, and I can hit him. He thinks he's going to bow me from there. So lava, now to teach you about lava. Oh, and another thing about blocks is they give you the advantage. If you would stop spamming. You know where the blocks that you're going to place are. You know where they are, but they don't. So what you can do is you can come in from another angle when you place blocks, and you can know where you're going to be. And they're not going to necessarily know where the blocks are, so they're going to have trouble finding their way through the blocks to hit you. Well, he died, so the methods that you use, you can block people in with them. You can do a lot of stuff with blocks, but lava does damage unlike blocks. See, lava, which is bad in this mode, teleports away, lights them on fire. Water basically slows them down, but lava lights them on fire. Okay, which does significant damage. For some reason, it's a lot harder to place inside of them because it'll lag away. Okay, enough with the fishing pole, or not. But lava is pretty simple. In some servers, you can place it inside of them, and others it'll lag away. What I try to do is I try to place it directly in front of them, and that seems to work pretty well. And lava's pretty simple. That's what you do with that. Another thing you can do is you can try to. Okay, you. Yeah, I took too many hits. Talking makes me fight bad. You can use water when you're running away to make them go slower. So, see, they have to walk through all of that water that slows them down just to get to me. They'll eventually block it up, or they can go over it by just doing this. Water is also good for making This was supposed to be a tutorial. Oh, it's the same person. I keep fighting the same individual who apparently clicks like 12 times a second and somehow aims perfectly while doing it. Fishing poles and bows. Now you can bow somebody just like this. What you're trying to do is you're trying to aim up a bit from where you want to hit them. And fishing poles, you're just trying to make them take a ton of knockback for no reason and be mean and annoying. Okay, this person is just asking to lose the fight by fishing pulling relentlessly and annoyingly. I can't really win UHC duels because I'm bad at overusing the fishing pull, but what you do is you halt their sprint. You basically just stop them so that they're basically standing still during the entire fight, and you're whacking them. Sure, you can outstrafe people who fishing pole sometimes, which you can't really do. It basically just allows them to get a combo on you, just allowing them to get the first hit arbitrarily without actually going through the effort or putting in any effort for this. Yeah, I'm also bad at healing. But anyway, I had to sacrifice myself by joining this mode and make my score look horrible. To show you all who are new at the game, or people who are older at the game, how to I don't like having the awful losses that this game gives me. That's all this person knows how to do. Lava, 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 fishing pole. Okay, I quit that. I can't show you how to use lava as well as they can, or to spam fishing pole and harass everyone. They're generally disfavored techniques, but everyone still needs to know them for when they're fighting the types of people who'd use them. Snowballs were kind of like fishing poles. You just switch to your snowball slot, you hold them still, you knock them back, then when they try to sprint over to hit you again, you just snowball them, and then you get the first hit. Same with fishing pole, same with bow if you use it correctly during PvP. Out of all of them, I think snowballs and fishing poles are probably the most hated. But bow, bow, bow deals damage, but it takes a lot. It has a lot longer of a cooldown. It takes a lot longer to draw the bow and then to shoot, and it takes a bit more aim because you can't really just click 12 times a second and have 12 of them go per second. So yeah, I'm not that good at bow. It's mostly just a matter of aiming slightly above their head and looking at where you think they're about to be rather than where they are. So I think that's most of it. I might think of something else, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here's the most important things in the game when you're doing Bed Wars and to an extent Sky Wars. You have to learn bridge fighting tactics, and yeah, they're a pain for most people who do PvP normally to learn. Okay, so you go slightly faster, like every time you jump it kind of speeds you up a bit, like the whole sprint jumping thing. So when you have it set up like this, you can jump off of more blocks, and I wanted to do a tutorial rather than fighting this guy endlessly. Like, get out of here. You want to space blocks out the right amount so that you deal, so that you go the right speed. See, right there, I was actually going faster than I would just by sprinting. Or he's still alive. He's actually kind of slow, but he's just enough to be able to hit me while PvPing. Another thing you do is you Wallbridge, which is basically, there's a lot of techniques to it, and you block clutch, which I couldn't do from there. Oh, I also need to show you bridging techniques. So wall bridging It's not all that complicated. The goal is to sprint forward, place blocks on the wall, and not have to use the general bridge. Oh, they outplayed me right there. I'm gonna end up letting them win just by doing this. Okay, so now you can watch how I play as I... Okay, and they knocked me right into their goal. I'll just be telling you everything that I'm doing as I'm doing it. So now I'm trying to level out the level of the bridge because I don't like falling in holes. I really don't, and I want to guard against falling in holes as much as possible because I tend to do that a lot. Um, I'm falling in the void right now, that's what I'm doing. And falling through holes in the bridge because I really don't like holes in the bridge. This person likes just walking past me casually. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to block it up so that they can't just walk around with such ease anymore. So, okay, enough of that. And now they're up here again. I'm just going to mine down to him, kill him. And he's at 1 heart because that's how he happens to be. Now I'm going to stop talking and win the game. Okay, no, I'm going to stop talking. I just fell in a hole in the bridge and lost all that time because holes in the bridge kill me immediately. There's literally nothing worse in the game than holes in the bridge, and here I am talking, distracting myself. Get out, get out, get out, I don't want to see here. And he teleported back on. I was expecting them to have taken a little bit more knockback so I could move forward before they hit me again, but had the low ground there, should have been able to hit him long before he hit me, but he has a little more reach than he should have right there. Not sure whether he's just generally hacking, probably just he's not all that good. If you're hacking, you'd probably be decent at the game, but who knows. He takes no knockback. Okay, once I fix the holes in the bridge, I might be able to win this. But as I can't fix the holes in the bridge, I can't win this. I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to Wallbridge past him. Okay, he should have less of an advantage there for being closer to my goal. There, got here faster than him. And yeah, I think for the rest of this, I'm probably just going to be destroying people because I'm annoyed that I was losing because I was having to think about other stuff. Okay. Oh, my bow didn't recharge yet. Ah, he got the last hit. Dead. And Okay, I think that's about all there is to the PvP I'm showing you right now. Not, it wasn't really that good of a tutorial, but I think I'm just not in the mood to make a tutorial today. So, yeah, and I'm also losing a lot because a lot of people are trying very hard to beat me. So, I guess I'll just end the video here and post it. I'll probably replace it with a better video. My younger siblings are fussing. I'll probably make it better later, but, I can't sit forever here making it perfect like a documentary, or it'll take me weeks to get it out. So, I'll be working on a better one, but for now, this is what I've got. Well, hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and bye.